This is Explorer with Bob Ellis. Today we're visiting Greyson Highlands State Park in Grayson County, Virginia. Just northeast of where the three states of Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia intersect sits a group of mountains that are some of the tallest east of the Rockies. This group contains the two highest peaks in Virginia, with Mount Rogers at 5,729 feet and White Top Mountain at 5,518. For some perspective on that elevation, Tri-Cities Airport is at 1,519 feet. The elevation of Damascus is 1,952 feet. The summit of Mount Rogers is almost 4,000 feet higher than the town of Damascus. This area is called the Greyson Highlands, and it contains Greyson Highlands State Park, which is adjacent to the Mount Rogers National Recreation Area. The park was established in 1965 and contains a total of 4,822 acres. The main attraction of the state park is the wild ponies of the Greyson Highlands. Sounds a little like a western with cowboys and cattle drives. But while the ponies are indeed wild, living their entire lives in the open, traveling in small bands led by an alpha male, they have grown accustomed to the tourists and the young folks and the posing and the selfie sticks. But this is their home, and they call the shots, that's for certain. Because of all the cell phone photography, they have become internet celebrities with romantic names like Blackjack and Fabio. But they are not just here to draw tourists, they serve a very important purpose. This is Donna Nemi. She's a volunteer here. She knows a lot about the ponies.
You know, the reason the ponies are here, like years and years ago, they put them in to help keep the open falls open, because they're not naturally open up here. They were logged out years ago, but this would all be going back to forest if it wasn't for the ponies up there. It's slowly coming back in, though.
The balds that she is talking about are these outcroppings and high meadows where the ponies graze.
Yeah, that's just because they logged it all out. They logged it, and then there were a lot of fires started, and so yeah, they are not natural at all.
The ponies are relatively tame, but the park discourages feeding or touching them. Just let them do their job and give them a little space while you're admiring them and photographing them. In addition to a number of other hiking and horseback riding trails, a 2.8-mile portion of the Appalachian Trail runs through the park. And in the late spring, it is a well-traveled path. People come from all over the country to hike these mountains.
Massachusetts.
And as can be expected, there are some real characters.
Well, my name's Grizzly Adams, and I'm pretty sure you probably know how to spell that.
My name's Peeber.
Peeber?
Well, we're from western Massachusetts. We're just out here hiking the trail, trying to make it all the way to Maine.
That's a common theme. This area is only a few hundred miles north of the launching point of the Appalachian Trail at Springer Mountain in Georgia. It extends north from here all the way up the eastern seaboard to finally complete the hike at Mount Katahdin in Maine. They will have hiked 2,200 miles if they complete the entire trek.
It's been beautiful, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we came through here the other day and the ponies were great.
Yeah.
These guys travel in small parties and another member of their group soon showed up.
Pterodactyl, New Hampshire. Been trying to hang with these young guys, but I don't know, man. They're banging out the miles. You know, I'm just retired, and kids are in college, and I've been planning this hike for 20 years. 20 years, following trail journals and other sites. So that explains the 21 pounds on my back. I got one of the lightest packs out here because overthink it about 1,000 times.
Yeah, we came up with the idea about a year ago, and just out here doing it now.
Something I've always wanted to do, and he was down to come with me.
So what do they do when they aren't hiking?
Just hang out, drink beer, just enjoy our time not hiking.
There's also a lot of people who are at the park who aren't hiking the Appalachian Trail.
We just came up here to enjoy Greyson Highlands, the beautiful countryside.
Yeah, we've been here before. It's always good to come and see the ponies.
I want to come back. I think it's a beautiful place to come visit and live and hike and just really enjoy getting outside.
This is one of our favorite state parks. We're an active family and love to get outside on any type of beautiful day, and this is one of our favorite places to come. It's an easy day trip. We love coming up and seeing the ponies. Virginia is such a beautiful state. I come from Virginia. There's so much that the state has to offer as far as state parks go. Unless you go somewhere in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, which is about a 7-hour drive from Charlotte, to see wild ponies in a state park is just so unique. We're so blessed to live this close to such an awesome park.
From Memorial Day to Labor Day, it's just packed here. People just love these high elevations. It's easy to get to. It's cool in the summers. It's wonderful. We have the ponies. We have great hiking trails that are wonderful. I just think the elevation, all the different kinds of plants, you got lots of different ecosystems up here, and you can obviously walk to Mount Rogers, which is the highest mountain in the state. But the hiking is terrific up here. Yeah, it's not just for ponies. It's a lot of other stuff.
Everyone had told us to hike down to a waterfall.
Yeah, Cabin Creek. Yeah, it's a wonderful waterfall. Go hike down that Cabin Creek waterfall, and you can go swimming there in the summer on some of these hot days.
That settled it. I was on my way.
No trail in the park is much over 2 miles. Most of the trails are fairly easy.
The waterfalls are at the bottom of a small canyon, so the trail can be steep at times, and a person is constantly crossing a creek or a stream. So waterproof hiking boots would be a smart option for this trail. As you walk deeper into the canyon, it's not hard to notice that plants like this mountain laurel are everywhere. And because of this specific altitude and latitude, you are seeing an ecosystem that is unique. It was a longer hike than I expected, but the waterfall made it well worth the effort. Hiking back out of the canyon was a challenge, but there was a lot more to see. Up by the summit of Haw Orchard Mountain, the Visitors Center has exhibits on pioneer life and plant and animal life of the area. It also houses the Mountain Crafts Shop, which features crafts made by local artisans. And there's a lot a person can learn just by walking through the exhibits, especially how the early settlers planted and harvested their crops. The implements that farmers used to bring in their crop were primarily handmade, and there are many good examples of them here in the museum. Living at the top of a very tall mountain made life hard, even for basic necessities. Most of the settlers lived in cabins they built themselves from trees right on the spot. The ground or the land provided everything they needed other than a few staples like salt and sugar. Right across the road is a picnic area with one of the very few trash containers in the park. They do that for a reason. They want you to take your trash out with you. Remember, don't leave anything but footprints, and take nothing but pictures. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Explorer here at Greyson Highlands State Park in Grayson County, Virginia. The horses are charming, the views are incredible. Do yourself a favor, get the kids, grab the dogs, and get out and enjoy nature in this beautiful area that we call home.